There is something toxic people never admit out loud. They don't control you because they're strong. They control you because you react. The moment your emotions become predictable, the moment they know what hurts you, what triggers you, what pulls a response, you've already given them leverage. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Toxic people don't need power. They only need access. And today, you're going to learn the 7 psychological behaviors that instantly remove that access, not by confrontation, not by arguing, but by silently shutting down the mechanisms they rely on. Stay until the end, because the last one is the one they fear the most, and almost no one uses it correctly. Before we begin, if this kind of psychology helps you protect your mind and your peace, take 1 second to like this video and subscribe. It helps the channel grow, and it tells me to keep making content like this. Now, let's start. 1. You stop explaining yourself. Toxic people feed on explanations. Psychology shows that when you explain your choices repeatedly, you signal uncertainty even when you're confident inside. To a toxic person, explanations are not clarity, they are entry points. They listen not to understand, but to find weaknesses, contradictions, emotional buttons. When you stop explaining, you remove negotiation, you remove debate, you remove their illusion of authority. A calm "that's my decision" creates more psychological distance than 10 paragraphs of justification. Silence here is not weakness, it's boundary enforcement. 2. You become emotionally inconsistent. Control depends on predictability. Behavioral psychology shows that people who can be emotionally read are easier to influence. Toxic individuals study patterns. What makes you angry? What makes you defensive? What makes you seek approval? When your reactions become neutral, delayed, or minimal, their internal alarm activates. Because now they don't know which tactic works. They don't know if they still matter. They don't know if they've lost influence. Uncertainty creates discomfort, and discomfort destroys control. 3. You respond, but you don't react. Reaction is impulsive. Response is intentional. Psychologically, reaction comes from the limbic system, emotion first. Response comes from the prefrontal cortex, control first. Toxic people provoke to bypass your reasoning. When you pause, you deny them emotional fuel. You keep cognitive authority. You reverse the power dynamic. A calm response communicates, "I'm present," but you don't control the pace. That alone destabilizes them, for you remove emotional rewards. This is critical. From a behavioral standpoint, toxic behavior survives through reinforcement. If they provoke gives and get emotion, they guilt gives and get reassurance. They criticize gives and get defense. The behavior strengthens. When you remove the reward, no emotional spikes, no dramatic reactions, no over-explaining. The brain learns, this doesn't work anymore, and what isn't rewarded eventually fades. 5. You stop trying to be understood. Here's a hard truth from psychology. Some people don't misunderstand you. They benefit from misunderstanding you. When you stop trying to correct the narrative, you stop chasing validation, you stop emotional labor, you stop giving them relevance. Being misunderstood by someone who intends harm is not a failure, it's a form of protection. You don't need clarity where there is manipulation. 6. You limit access, not arguments. Toxic people want engagement, not resolution. Arguments keep you accessible. Debates keep you invested. Emotional discussions keep the door open. Psychologically, control ends when access ends. That doesn't mean disappearing dramatically. It means shorter conversations, fewer emotional disclosures, neutral presence. Distance removes leverage, and distance doesn't require explanation. 7. You become internally unavailable. This is the most powerful shift. Internally unavailable doesn't mean cold, it means selective. You stop outsourcing your emotional state. You stop needing their approval. You stop reacting to their perception. Psychologically, this creates asymmetry. They seek control. You no longer seek anything, and that imbalance ends the dynamic. Toxic people cannot dominate a mind that no longer asks to be validated. Here's what happens when you apply these. Some people soften, some withdraw, some escalate. Escalation is information. It reveals who relied on your emotional availability to feel powerful. Remember this, you don't need to fight. You don't need to explain. You don't need to prove. Control ends where access ends. And that's how toxic people lose power over you.